All right, let's do this thing. You're watching the 49ers Report live here on Chat Sports. Hope everybody out there is having a fantastic Tuesday and you all had a good Memorial Day weekend, while keeping in mind that all of our fallen soldiers are the reason why we have what we have in the United States of America. That's what Memorial Day is all about. Those troops paying the ultimate sacrifice. So thank you to all of them for making what we do absolutely possible. And of course, San Francisco. We're ready to talk some Niners on today's show. No matter where you are, how you're tuned in, we greatly appreciate all of you for making today's show a part of your day. We're going to talk Jimmy Garoppolo on today's show. He failed his physical with the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Raiders believe that the Niners are to blame because they misdiagnosed that injury. We'll dive into it all, set the foundation, and get you caught up on everything that's going on that front. But let's ask you this question to kick things off. Will Jimmy Garoppolo play for the Raiders in 2023? I want you to give me a Y for yes or an N for no. In speaking to some doctors, they think it's going to be all good, but then there's, of course, a lot of room for concern considering the money that the Las Vegas Raiders are paying him. Jeffrey Adams, no. Juice, no. Lore, no. Brian, yes. Randy Turner, no. Mr. Angel, yes. Tommy Huxley, no. Wet Noodle saying no. Robert saying yes. Very, very interesting. We'll see what happens on the Garoppolo front. More on that coming up here in just a few moments. Where are the people watching from? Some of you might not be in your original location because you went somewhere for Memorial Day. But you know we're here, broadcasting live from the Chat Sports Studios in Dallas, Texas, where the Cowboys still suck. Where are you? Cosmos in California, Mike, Niagara Falls, David, Texas, Bubbly Doge, Arizona, Lore, also known as Chewalore, Hamilton City, California. Wet Noodle is in Spokane, Washington. We have people literally watching us from everywhere. Shreveport, Louisiana from Lil Dude. Paul Yang is in Michigan. Alex saying F the Cowboys. I love it. F the Seahawks, F the Rams, F the Cardinals as well. Joe George, Napa. Alex, San Francisco. John Wallace, Durham, North Carolina, out of Oakland. Out the mud, too. Steve, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, California from Randy Turner. Represent where the Niner gang is at, spanning all across the globe. John Wallace getting things kicked off with a $10 donation. Been missing for a minute. Thanks to our soldiers for your service and protecting us and our freedoms in this country. I love it. John Wallace, we love you. We love our soldiers as well. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. We have missed you, my man, but you're back here hanging out with all of us, and now all of us are happy because of that. If you want to join the show, like John, or you want to get your questions answered during a mailbag, we will be doing a live mailbag. Use the hashtag 49ers, better yet, super chat, to get featured here on the program. That's hashtag 49ers or super chat to get featured live here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Our super chat menu for today's show: $5, Niner mug cheers; $10, smelling salts; $20, I'll do 20 jumping jacks; $50, I will do a beer bong. For a $100 super chat, Trace will put on the Niner jersey. You can think of it as the Christian McCaffrey jersey or the Bryant jersey, because he was one of our $500 super chat jersey winners back a couple of months ago during NFL free agency. So that right there is our super chat menu. If you're ready to rock, I'm ready to talk some Niners. I'm ready to get down, chop it up with the faithful. Then I need you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. I always like doing this because when I tell you to like the video, we don't have many right now, 24, and then I tell you to do it, and you're like, Chase, we got you, fam, and you smash that thumbs up icon and like the video. So with 127 people watching live, that number will continue to grow. Hit that thumbs up icon. How many likes can we get? Can we get the 50 likes in the next minute here? 50 likes in the next minute. Can we get there, and then we'll get the official show started. I'm going to send a note to somebody out in the office to bring in the smelling salts. so that I can do that for John Wallace's $10 super chat.
What's happening, Rickster? Hope you're having a good day, my man.
Rickster, what's up, playa? Daywalker's here. Bryant Colt, good luck to you on your brand new YouTube channel, my guy. We're up to 46 likes. 4 more. 4 more, we get the 50, and then we'll get the official show started. Izzy B is also here, and if you want to send in a super chat donation, a tip because you like the show, we'll, of course, react to those here once they come in after this upcoming segment. You heard from Coop there. He hit the smelling salts. John Wallace, you sent in the 10. I got to do some smelling salts to get ready for the show. Woo! Bang, bang, Niner gang. Faithful. Ready to talk some Niners football? I'm ready to talk some Niners football. Trace needs the smelling salts as well. Malachi is also here. Jeffrey Adams, smash that like button. Jesus, que pasa chivo? I'm not sure what that means. I did not take Spanish class seriously enough in high school. I wish I would have, so I would have been more fluent in it. But you let me know what that means. Randy Turner, hit that thumbs up icon. Izzy B supporting the show. We're going to start off talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, and we're going to talk about Trey Lance. New report from Ian Rappaport that Brock Purdy is expected to be 100% by training camp. Very interesting stuff. You'll have an opportunity to ask me about that throughout the show as well. Trizzy, John, saying what's up to one another. I'm saying what's up to all of you. We're past 50 likes, and with that, let's start the official show. Some interesting stuff to get to on the Jimmy Garoppolo front. You thought that we'd be done talking about Jimmy G, right? Not any longer, because he failed his physical with the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Raiders are now blaming the San Francisco 49ers for misdiagnosing that injury that he suffered against the Miami Dolphins when he injured his foot and was then out for the rest of the season. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. No matter where you are, how you're tuned in, appreciate all of you for being here with us. So, a question that I have received over the last couple of days since this report came true. Chase, can the San Francisco 49ers bring back Jimmy Garoppolo to be a backup? Chase, will the San Francisco 49ers bring back Jimmy Garoppolo to be a backup? I don't think there's any chance that that is going to happen, nor do I think the Niners are going to do it. In fact, if the Niners bring back Jimmy Garoppolo, I might have to do some of the most wild things that I've ever done on the airwaves here of the 49ers Report. I simply do not see how it could happen. Now, today's show is presented by iHerb. You can get 22% off using the promo code CHAT. That's iHerb.com, promo code CHAT. We'll tell you more about them coming up here in just a little while. Let's pivot back, though, to Jimmy Garoppolo here. So he suffered that foot injury during the 2022 season against the Miami Dolphins. That's what allowed Brock Purdy to come in, light the league on fire. He went 7-0 in his starts, 5-0 in the regular season, 2-0 in the playoffs before falling in the NFC Championship game. As for what the injury was, a broken medial and middle cuneiform, along with a broken second metatarsal. There's a reason why I'm a broadcaster and not a doctor, because that verbiage is very, very confusing. After signing with the Raiders, that's when Jimmy Garoppolo had surgery, because when he suffered that injury with the San Francisco 49ers, they recommended that he didn't get surgery, but then he didn't pass his physical with the Las Vegas Raiders. They flagged it on the day that was supposed to be his introductory press conference, and they said, look, the Niners may have said you didn't need surgery. We're looking at this injury. You need surgery. So with that, it threw a wrench into the plans for Jimmy G as well as the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders at the time postponed Garoppolo's introductory press conference because of the contract. And there are now voids in the contract, which we'll get to. Josh McDaniels said at the time, there's no reason why the introductory press conference didn't happen. That was obviously a lie. And the injury resulted in Las Vegas removing the signing bonus, with the full $22.5 million then becoming base salary to clear up some money for the Las Vegas Raiders. As for the injury timetable, these types of injuries to your foot, they take 6 to 12 weeks to heal, and metatarsal injuries take about 8 to 12 weeks. So there is some confusion as to the specifics of what this injury is. That's from when he got surgery. And if you remember, NFL free agency was in March, so there is an expectation that Garoppolo could be ready for week 1 for Las Vegas as their starting quarterback. When will Jimmy return, though? This is what we know as of right now. Las Vegas will not rush him back. Josh McDaniels hinted at training camp. This would give Garoppolo somewhere around 4 months. That's 16 weeks to heal, about a month and change, depending on the timeline, more than what the timeline requires for him to come back off that foot injury. So I've addressed whether or not Jimmy Garoppolo could come back to San Francisco because he's loved by some people, he's hated by others. My answer to that is no. But will Jimmy G play for the Raiders in 2023? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off with your opinions down in the comments section right now. As I mentioned off the top of the show, today's 49ers Report is presented by a brand new sponsor here at Chat Sports. It is iHerb. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo could have used some supplements from iHerb to bounce back quicker from that surgery, or maybe he is using iHerb to bounce back faster from that surgery so that he can make that money and get on the field for the Las Vegas Raiders. I love iHerb. Are you looking for a top-tier sports nutrition product? Well, they have products on their website. Look no further than iHerb, your one-stop shop for all of your health and wellness needs. With so many options out there, it can be daunting to find products that align with your fitness goals. And iHerb ensures product quality by shipping from climate-controlled fulfillment centers, guaranteeing first-rate condition. Every product is stored and shipped exclusively by iHerb, no third-party sellers, and free shipping is available on purchases over $20. Trust iHerb. Over 11 million customers have found the best products backed by 24 million reviews and 1.3 million five-star ratings. Athlete or fan, the iHerb products are fantastic and they keep your health in check. Take your sports nutrition game to the next level. Go to iHerb.com, promo code CHAT. 22% off your first order. That's IHERB.com. Promo code CHAT. Choose iHerb because wellness matters, and I use iHerb because wellness and health matters a lot to me. More on Garoppolo here. So the Raiders failed Jimmy Garoppolo in that physical after he signed that deal. He also added 5 clauses that waive Garoppolo's injury guarantees. Las Vegas also added 2 final clauses that Jimmy Garoppolo can be released. And here's what's interesting and fascinating about this. If Jimmy Garoppolo is released, the Raiders don't owe him anything. Then what happens? He becomes a free agent. He can sign with any team. And can you imagine a scenario in which the Niners suffer another quarterback injury and Jimmy Garoppolo comes back to the Bay again? I don't think it's realistic, but crazier things have certainly happened. We thought Garoppolo was going to be gone when they drafted Trey Lance. Then last year, he came back on both occasions. A third time, that would be nutty. As for the Jimmy Garoppolo contract in paragraph 1, the waiver acknowledges that without surgery, Garoppolo would not pass his physical. So that contract would have been null and voided by the Raiders at the time because they're not going to pass a guy with this physical if they don't think that he can play. More on that, paragraph 2. He expressly acknowledges and waives the risk of further injury, including potential permanent disability by continuing his career. This is important because that gives the Las Vegas Raiders a little bit of leverage there if things do go wrong. Jimmy G contract paragraph number 3. Garoppolo expressly assumes all risks of continuing to play despite the condition. So, look, when it comes down to this, I think Garoppolo is going to be able to play, but from a legal situation and legal matter standpoint, you kind of have to put these things in writing because if you don't, then Garoppolo could come back and potentially sue you. And that could come down to a lot of money. Obviously, the Raiders want to avoid that. To paragraph number 4. Jimmy Garoppolo waives all claims against the Raiders, so there you go, backing up what I just said. Jimmy G waives all claims against the NFL. So it's not just the Raiders who have to clear themselves of some of this legal back and forth. It's also the National Football League. Jimmy G also waives all claims against anyone else who could be responsible for the condition. He agrees that any disputes regarding whether any injury involves the condition specified in the waiver shall be resolved in the discretion of the club's physician while also preserving the player's ability to seek a second opinion. With all of this, considering Garoppolo's career, right? He starts off as the backup to Tom Brady. He comes in when Brady's suspended. He has a couple of good starts. He gets injured. He gets traded to San Francisco. He becomes their franchise quarterback. He had those awesome last 5 games, which gave everybody hope. And then early the next season, he tears his ACL, comes back in 2019, helps lead the Niners to the Super Bowl. 2020, he's injured. 2021, beats out Trey Lance, leads the Niners to the NFC Championship game. In 2022, you're thinking that he's going to be gone. Trey Lance wins the starting job. Garoppolo then comes in after Lance gets hurt. Then Garoppolo gets injured. Brock Purdy comes in. Then he signs this monster deal with the Las Vegas Raiders, and he fails his physical, thinking I can finally go somewhere where I don't have to worry about a quarterback competition. I reunite with Josh McDaniels from our days with the New England Patriots, and I can be their guy. But now, in classic Jimmy Garoppolo fashion, in which drama always seems to follow him, he has to pass this physical first in order to be the team's starting quarterback. This is one of the craziest injury situations ever. From what I just said to the money at hand, and of course, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. Crazy things always happen with the Las Vegas Raiders. Here's some information that's valuable from Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio on Jimmy Garoppolo's contract. The contract preserves the team's ability to terminate the agreement with no further obligation. And Florio, by the way, has a legal background. For any reason related to the waiver and release attached as Addendum G, G for Jimmy Garoppolo perhaps, I don't know. The waiver becomes null and void if at any time during the 2023 season Garoppolo passes a physical exam, is active for at least one regular season game, and does not suffer re-injury to his left foot in the manner described in Addendum G. So Garoppolo will not get any money on that large contract that he signed until he passes a physical. And Las Vegas can cut him for any reason related to that injury. Now, with the doctors that I've talked to and everything that I've kind of seen online, Jimmy Garoppolo should be ready for week 1. This was never an injury that was going to cost him the rest of his career, right? Should be good for week 1. But what's looming? It's that one but if he doesn't pass that physical. So your one-word reaction to the Jimmy G news, I'm going to go drama, because there's always drama following around Jimmy G, whether it be good or bad. Join the conversation down in the comments section. I appreciate all of you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, good stuff there on Jimmy Garoppolo. 200 people watching live. How's everybody doing today? A couple of super chats did come in. We appreciate those as well. John Wallace with another 2. Traders got buyer's remorse. Good saying right there. And then Daywalker. Let's go faithful. 49ers all day. Cheers to Daywalker. Cheers to John Wallace. I do owe a beer cheers out of the Niner mug for Daywalker's 5 right there. If you want to be guaranteed to be on the show, just send in a super chat. Here is our super chat menu for today's program. $5, Niner mug cheers. $10, we'll do the smelling salts like we did for John Wallace. $20, that's some jumping jacks. $50 for a beer bong. $100 total. Trace, he's going to put on the Niner jersey here. So $100 in total. Trace puts on the Niners jersey. We're at $17 right now. So we are currently 83 away. Nearly 200 people watching the show. Make sure you hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. And if you want to join the program, hashtag 49ers. Better yet, super chat to get your voices heard here live. Jonathan Lamont, LFG Niners. What up, my boy Chase? Jonathan, salute to you. Lil Man, he's here. Jeffrey Adams, Mr. Angel. Milo said Biggs. What Noodle? Maximo. And Past. All here. Past. Good to see you too, brother. We'll get to that question hopefully in our mailbag. He's also a real one. So once again, salute. Maximo. Yo, Chase, guess who's here? The boy in retirement of Super Chats. That's hilarious, man. Venom. What's up, Chase? What's up, Venom? How you doing? All right. We are going to talk about Trey Lance coming up next. But there is some new information on Brock Purdy that I do want to relay here. And this information coming from Ian Rappaport. I know it's Ian Rappaport who the Niners actually reached out to tell him to fall back on some of his reporting, I guess you should say, about Sam Darnold starting. But let's take a look. I just saw some tweets come in from Rap Sheet on Brock Purdy. He's going to be 100% to go, according to Ian Rappaport. 100% ready to go for training camp before the start of the season, barring any setbacks. So Brock Purdy, according to Rappaport, 100% right before the start of the season, barring any setbacks. And we talked about this last week. Brock Purdy is expected to resume throwing this week. That's about at that 3-month timeline. So everything is in line now for Brock Purdy here. Anybody else? EMA Beats, Big Worm, Lore, Jeffrey Adams, Earl, all in the chat right now. We're up to $17 in supers, 100 total. Trace has to put the Niners jersey on. 2 segments left to get to. Let's get to it right now on the San Francisco 49ers Report. What's up? Welcome in. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report. I'm Chase Sr. Coming up on today's show, we're going to talk about Trey Lance and the fact that he feels reinvigorated. Why? After multiple injuries, a lot of quarterback drama, controversies at that quarterback position. Trey Lance, who's dealt with a lot going into year 3 for a guy who's still really, really young, is feeling recharged heading into what is going to be a pivotal season for him, but a monster offseason in which I still believe he can turn some heads and potentially be this team's starting quarterback if he lights the league on fire. Before we talk about that, let's get the plaque. Let's get the plaque. Once we get to 100,000 subscribers here on the San Francisco 49ers Report, YouTube, Silicon Valley, NorCal, San Francisco, they will send us a plaque. And we're going to go nuts. We're going to celebrate that achievement here on the 49ers Report. But as you know, we have some work to do, as evidenced by the numbers here to my right. We are 18,760 people away from reaching 100,000 subscribers. If you're coming across the show for the first time, Niners news, rumors, updates, analysis, it's informative, insightful, entertaining, all in one. We do live shows. We do watch parties. So if you're looking for year-round daily Niners coverage, this is your spot. Hit that subscribe button. Now, you think about what Trey Lance has dealt with up to this point, heading into year 3 after being the number 3 overall pick by the San Francisco 49ers back in 2021. He has the weight on his shoulders of being the number 3 pick. So the expectations are certainly there, especially when you're going to an organization that's won 5 Super Bowls, and when he was drafted, they were still considered to be a premier team in the NFC. Now, Trey Lance wasn't able to start many games in year 1. Only 2 starts. So he didn't play that much as a rookie, which I'm sure was disappointing for him to a certain degree when he was on the field. Very inconsistent and erratic play. His mechanics, also erratic, kind of all over the place. Now, some of that because of injury, which we'll get to here just around the corner. But Trey Lance didn't really do much to convince the Niners coaching staff, his teammates, this organization, that he was ready to play. Can he play? I do believe so. I think he has a lot of potential, but because of the inconsistent play and the wonky mechanics, he doesn't look ready to play. Only 21 combined starts going back to 2019 at North Dakota State, paired with his time in the NFL. So after he did win QB1 in that battle in training camp last year, he then got hurt. That's got to be really disappointing, especially when you go down early in game 2 after playing in a monsoon in week 1 in which you couldn't really display your true abilities. So far in his career, he's had the finger injury, which did impact his mechanics and motion. He had the knee injury after that first start against the Arizona Cardinals, then the ankle injury last year in week 2 against Seattle. He gets hurt, and he's thinking, okay, I'm going to be this team's starting quarterback if I come back this year or next year. Doesn't look to be the case. Brock Purdy balls out. He goes 7-0, 5-0 in the regular season, 2-0 in the playoffs before falling in the NFC Championship game. Throughout his career so far, Trey Lance has had to deal with a lot of arm fatigue. And with all of this comes the labels of being a bust, and Lance has needed reps, he's needed game experience, and he simply cannot get them. Now, I have a lot of thoughts on this, but first I want to hear from you down in the comment section, and I know a lot of you have thoughts as well, whether they be good or bad. Will Trey Lance be a successful quarterback in the National Football League? It's simple. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, so if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down, get those votes in, S for successful or B for bust. As for what Trey Lance said about being recharged and being reinvigorated throughout this offseason, going into year 3, I really feel like I'm having fun playing football again. It's hard those first few years, my first year and especially, and then last year. I finally feel like I'm able to just have fun and enjoy football again. I read that quote, and it's honestly a little bit sad. I do take mental health seriously. I think everybody else should. That's why it's become more prevalent as far as its awareness across America. I can imagine that Trey Lance had to deal with some really difficult times. When I saw him on Super Bowl Radio Row, this is just my read, looking at his body language, looked like a guy who was a little bit down. Now, he did have a couple of radio appearances and said, all I want is the chance to compete. Well, Trey Lance is having that now. But I imagine after all of the Jekyll and Hyde moments, all the trials and tribulations, he gets hurt like that after finally getting his opportunity that he's dreamed of for his entire life, and his dreams get dashed right before his eyes. That's got to be depressing. It's got to be really sad. He did admit the other week during OTAs he saw a sports psychologist, and I think that's a good thing for him to do, to try to just strengthen himself mentally, to put himself in a really, really good spot to overcome some of the adversities that he's dealt with so far. And the finger injury that he suffered in his rookie year, it seems to have really impacted Trey Lance's accuracy and Trey Lance's mechanics. That's coming from Lance himself about the finger injury. That's coming from head coach Kyle Shanahan. With the way that Trey Lance throws the football, he does press down on the ball with that index finger. And when he injured that, he wasn't able to use that index finger to press down on the football. Instead, he had to use that middle finger. That's why we saw a lot of the wobbly footballs coming out of his hand, and maybe that's why the accuracy was impacted. But even last year, when the finger injury was somewhat behind him, the mechanical flaws were still there. He did finish third among the quarterbacks competing in training camp last year in completion percentage. So I do want to see how the healthy finger and the new fine-tuned mechanics are going to impact Lance and how he's able to deliver the football accurately, but most importantly, accurately and consistently. Here's what Shanahan said about Lance's mechanics in general. Your whole body is connected from the ground up, similar to a golf swing for a quarterback. So anything that gets thrown off, it can definitely adjust things. And when you overcompensate it, whatever it is, watch any quarterback throughout the year, that's when things start to hurt and then have to go back and you have to recalibrate it. I know a lot of you, upon hearing all of this, are probably ripping me for some reason, or you're saying this, we're just making excuses for Trey Lance. This injury wasn't all that bad. The kid can't play. These are all just excuses. I do believe, though, that from the mental standpoint and the physical standpoint, these things can impact an athlete. Just like if you're going to work and you have things that are on your mind and things are dragging you down, that can also affect your work performance. You can make those similarities. As for the changes that Lance has made to his mechanics, the arm motion has been draggy at times, long and loopy. At OTAs last week, it was quicker, more concise, and faster. The release is a little bit faster of the football. And I do think this is important because when you drop back to throw the football, this is one of the issues that a lot of people had with Tim Tebow. He had that long, loopy release, and it just allows pass rushers to get to the quarterback with more time, right? Because that arm is just so loopy. They can strip you, turn the football over. That's why it's somewhat important. The base is a little bit better for Trey Lance, and there's also this change in his front leg. Whereas before it was locked, try to throw a ball with your lead leg locked. you're not going to have as much accuracy. But when you're more balanced out with the bent knee, that's when you'll be a little bit more accurate. Now, as far as these new mechanics go, they're coming to the forefront because Trey Lance does have a new throwing coach. This offseason, he worked in Dallas with Jeff Christensen, who has worked with Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo. And I thought that the article done by Matt Barrows of The Athletic was very interesting about Christensen's work with Trey Lance. Here's that nugget once again in case you missed it a couple of weeks ago. The issues with Lance's throwing motion initially were substantial. Important word there. Christensen said it usually takes him a day to diagnose what's wrong with a quarterback's delivery. With Lance, it took 4 days. But once he figured out the root cause, there was steady progress. Lance's accuracy improved, the spin on the ball increased, and the delivery time became shorter. And with what Jeff Christensen had seen and what we saw in those OTA videos, it looks as though that is in fact the case. Now, I will say this about Trey Lance. There no longer can be any excuses for Trey Lance. While Brock Purdy, according to reports, might be 100% ready for week 1, and he is on schedule to start throwing from the 3-month mark of him getting that surgery, Trey Lance at OTAs last week got every single rep with the first-team offense. He should continue to get every single rep with the first-team offense. He has an opportunity to show this coaching staff, to show the organization, to show his teammates that he can, in fact, be a top-tier quarterback in this league. And he can be the guy that the 49ers envisioned him being when they drafted him at number 3 overall. This isn't just an audition for the San Francisco 49ers, by the way. If the Niners are sold that Brock Purdy is the guy, Trey Lance can be auditioning for other teams across the NFL because teams are always looking for a young quarterback with a lot of talent, a lot of upside, and a lot of potential to mold. And Trey Lance, still on a cost-affordable contract, especially if you exercise that 5th-year option after this year, that's 2 more years of team control. And if Lance falls flat on his face, he flounders, he struggles, and he looks like a bust, that's on him because the opportunity is right in his fingertips to prove to everybody across the NFL that he can be a legit quarterback in this league. Who will start week 1 at QB for San Francisco? Is it Lance type TL? Is it Purdy type BP? Is it Sam Darnold type SD? Let me know down in the comment section right now. We appreciate all of you for watching the show. Gump Wolf, $20 super chat. We're $58 away from Trace throwing on the Niners jersey. This is the Bryant Cowart jersey. That's dope. San Francisco, after Gump Wolf's 20, we're 48 away, or no, 58 away. Bad math. 58 away from Trace putting on the Niners jersey. Gump Wolf, welcome back, John Wallace and all the Niner faithful. Gump Wolf, no doubt. Alan Trusty, our Super Chat MVP last week. The man, the myth, the legend. And speaking of a man, myth, legend, that is John Wallace as well. $5 Super Chat. Gump Wolf, hey, brother. Glad to be around. I love that the 49ers Report can bring people together. That's one of the great reasons why I love hosting the show. Speaking of bringing people together, David Corona, what it do? Here's our Super Chat menu. $5, Niner Mug Cheers. $10, Smelling Salts. $20, Jumping Jacks. So that's what I have to do for Gump Wolf. $50, we'll do the beer bong. $100, Trace puts on the jersey. So we got the 5. That's the Niner Mug Cheers. Let me quench my palate. And then Gump Wolf with the 20. That's 20 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. Oh, we're just having fun here on the show. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, Chase, get the exercise, my man. Venom. Yes, sir. DSB, what are you drinking? Niners juice? Hell yeah, Niners juice. Join the show. Niner Nectar, as Trace just said. Join the show. A couple of ways for you to do that. Hashtag 49ers or Super Chat. I saw us getting a lot of questions in a little bit earlier, but mailbag coming up. Oh! There he is! Another legend is in the house. John Aiello. John. So we have Gump Wolf, we have John Wallace, and John Aiello all in the house right now. John, I think we sent you the speaker already. I gave it to our mailing team, but you're going to get that at some point. Trace, got to put on the jersey. That's $100 even in Super Chats. Trizzy putting on the Niner threads. Venom, Izzy said, make him strip for Super Chats. That got me dying laughing. Izzy always gets the people laughing. Calvin Mason with the 5. How about this? They're all coming in. Now, the beer bong comes for a $100 straight up Super Chat. So 100 straight up, I will do the beer bong. Oh, no, you're right. More than 50. Who am I kidding? Yes, I do have to do the beer bong. Sometimes it's $100 on the menu. Silly me. So we'll go beer bong here. Beer bong for Aiello. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. That would not be good as I'm doing the beer bong.
Bless you.
DSB, just subbed to your channel. Thank you, brother. Beer bong for 50.
Chug, 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 chug. So Chase and I were also talking about this.
Hell no, I don't put the spout on.
No.
No.
I was
Read
literally
it.
about
That's
to
for
just say
cops.
this. If you use the little nozzle, if you use the spout.
All you have to do, you put this above the funnel and you don't need the spout.
Physics does.
Physics. Never comes out.
Yeah, if you use the nozzle on the beer bong, you're Charmin Ultra Soft.
Cutter, what beer? Miller Lite. Miller Lite. I will super chat if 10 others will join me. 2, 5, 10, whatever you can do.
Wow.
Izzy.
Izzle.
There you go. Past saying, Chase, there are a lot of OGs in here that helped break records last year. Props to all my brothers and sisters who helped make it happen. Real ones, family, respect. Yes. Best year on record in the history of the 49ers report. Back-to-back NFC championship games. This show over the last 2 years has grown immensely. I remember I took over NFL draft of 2021. My final mock, I had Trey going to the Niners. We were at 30,000 subscribers, and now we're at 81,000. So it has been awesome to see all of the support from everybody, but to see how quickly this channel has grown into being one of the best Niners YouTube channels out there. I think it's the 49ers Report. I think it's Grant Cohn. It's the top 2, and those numbers certainly back that up. So Daywalker, another 5. He said, let's go, Izzy. There you go.
Let's go, Izzle.
Let's go, Izzle. Izzy for a permanent job on a stream. Izzy said, yay. Gump Wolf, John Aiello. John's a legend. It's a busy time of the year for Aiello. Works outside, so he's serving a lot of people up there in Pennsylvania. DSB, looking forward to our upcoming season. I feel like we will make the playoffs once again and win the championship. Our watch parties are going to be absolutely insane. You don't want to miss it. Cutter, best 49ers channel and chat here. Thank you so much. I feel blessed to be on the airwaves here on the show. All right, let's start to answer some of your questions. And if your super chats come in, they'll get featured on the mailbag as well. And yeah, we'll continue to have a fun time here on the show. So mailbag coming up. If you want to get your questions in before the horn, hashtag 49ers. If you want to skip the line, that's the super chat function. Send us in a tip. Let's get to it. Today's San Francisco 49ers Report is presented by Manscaped. Father's Day is coming up, and if you're looking for something to get your pops, start with Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping, promo code 49ers at manscaped.com/49ers. They have beard products and, of course, what they've always had. The best men's grooming products below the waist as well. That's manscaped.com/49ers. Let's begin today's show with this question coming in from Evan Hinders. the 49ers should call DeAndre Hopkins. Now, keep in mind that we are recording this on Tuesday. DeAndre Hopkins was just officially released by the Arizona Cardinals. And while this impacts the Niners to a certain degree, it's not going to be the degree that you want, Evan, because the Niners are not going to sign him. I'm going to say that right now. This does impact the Niners, though, because when they take on the Arizona Cardinals, they don't have to worry about DeAndre Hopkins any longer. He is going to look for a big deal out there, and he has two suitors who are really after him. And it's said to be an arms race between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Both of those teams have bigger wide receiver needs than the San Francisco 49ers. And I think both are willing to pay DeAndre Hopkins much more than the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not going to say that the Niners have been conservative, but they're going to be conservative here. Some money still left to fork over for that Nick Bosa deal. They're going to be paying a lot of money for Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. If they want to keep both, that's why DeAndre Hopkins is not going to happen. From lore, what are the 49ers trade targets? Yeah, it's a pretty interesting question. So this post-June 1 designation is going to open up some opportunities to target some players in the trade market. You're looking at the safety position. Two players come to mind, a Kevin Byard of the Tennessee Titans and a Budda Baker of the Arizona Cardinals. What it allows teams to do, just get some money flexibility and cap flexibility after that June 1 date. So by waiting until after June 1, it just saves some money on the books for the upcoming 2023 season. I don't think the Niners, though, are going to make a play in the trade market for that post-June 1. Now, for post-June 1 cuts, when the Niners can sign some of these players to some free agent deals and they can sign an individual to a new contract that they like to their liking instead of having to inherit one via a trade, that could then happen, Lore. John Wallace, $2 super chat. Traders got buyer's remorse. Yeah, that's a good saying out there. He said that a little bit earlier as far as Jimmy Garoppolo going to the Raiders and him getting injured. Bad luck for Jimmy Garoppolo, obviously, failing that physical, needing to get that surgery. Lore with another one coming in. Why did the Raiders not check on Jimmy Garoppolo's injury before they signed him? So this is kind of common practice in the NFL, but it's a good question from you. You sign a player, you bring him in for a physical, and then you make the deal official. Well, what happened is that the Raiders and Jimmy Garoppolo's camp, they agreed to terms on a deal. They didn't sign the contract. They agreed to terms. Jimmy Garoppolo went to the Raiders facility. He was going to sign that contract with Las Vegas, but he had to pass his physical first. He undergoes that physical. They see that foot injury is not healed. They recommend surgery for Garoppolo. And they say, we're not signing you unless you get this surgery. The Niners may have told you not to get that surgery. We're telling you, you need to get this surgery. Otherwise, you're not going to be 100%. You're going to re-injure it, or you're just going to be unhealthy in general. So that's kind of how the process works there, Lore. Good question from you, though. Past. Chase, I don't have a question. The front seven at all on the 49ers defense. However, what's your take on the secondary? I'm with you, Past. I like the Niners front seven as well. We'll see who steps in there for Azeez Al-Shire. It's a little bit of a concern because who's going to step in? Marcelino McCrary-Ball? Is it going to be another player who can impress? Is it going to be one of the rookies, D. Winters, Jalen Graham, who steps in there surprisingly? I have confidence in that linebacker room because you still have All-Pro Fred Warner and you have Dre Greenlaw, who also played at an All-Pro level last year. My take on the secondary, though, I'm higher on it than a lot of other people are. I think the signing that a lot of people are sleeping on is Isaiah Oliver. He's a very good slot nickel corner who's going to fulfill that role that you didn't have once Jimmy Ward left for the Houston Texans. So at slot corner, you're good there with Isaiah Oliver and Samuel Womack. Outside corner, I like Charvarius Ward. I think he's a feisty player and a good player. Analytics certainly back that up. Diamador Lenore played really good coming down the stretch. I think he's a fine cornerback number 2. Another name to watch in that secondary, Darrell Luter Jr., the 5th-round pick out of South Alabama. Really good ball skills, not afraid to get physical at the line of scrimmage to jam you as a press corner. He's already turning heads and has a pro-ready body. And then at safety, Talanoa Hufanga was an all-pro in year 2 last year. Has to get better and not bite on a couple of the play-action sequences that he got caught slipping on last year. Cut Deshaun Gibson play at an all-pro level once again. That's a little bit of a question mark, but you did draft a rookie, Jair Brown, who I had mocked to the Niners. I really, really wanted him to get drafted by San Francisco. That's a Steve Wilkes pick right there, who has a defensive back background. Feel free to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on both social media platforms at Chase_Senior. Love hearing from the faithful out there. Putting a lot of content on both platforms as well. Tom Daly, $10 super chat. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. Lads, we have come a long way. Keep up the awesome work. Lads, keep up the stellar work. Can't wait for the watch party. Let's go. Let's go, San Francisco. Tom, I do appreciate the kind words, man. I think back to when I took over the channel back in 2021, I was a young buck. I was more inexperienced in this business than I am now. And to be able to talk Niners every day with the passionate subscriber base that we have, with people worldwide, because the faithful really does span worldwide. It's special. It's an honor. I don't take it for granted. That's why I bust my ass every single day. And the watch parties, by the way, going to be lit. As I mentioned off the top of the show, the 49ers Report is presented by Manscaped. Father's Day is coming up. And if you're looking for something to get your pops for Father's Day, the only answer is Manscaped. They have launched some brand new beard products, but really, they have everything that your pops would absolutely love. If you haven't gotten your dad anything yet, don't worry. That's where Manscaped comes in. You and I both know your dad needs some serious grooming in his life. So grab your dad the Performance Package 4.0, and he will thank you for helping him tame his beast. It's a win-win situation for mom and dad. You know what I mean? Go to manscaped.com, promo code 49ers for 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you with everything that Manscaped has. Lawnmower 4.0, 4th generation trimmer, features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skincare technology. You might ask, how is this Lawnmower 4.0 different from other trimmers? Well, this upgraded trimmer includes a multifunction on-off switch that can engage a travel lock. This is a great feature if your dad or yourself does a lot of traveling. It also gives you the ability to turn on the 4000K LED spotlight where you need a precise shave. I know a couple of areas in which that rings true. You can now shave your balls in the dark. How cool is that? But their beard products are also great. Beard like a pro with Manscaped as well. That's manscaped.com/49ers. Promo code 49ers for 20% off and free shipping. The best gift for your dad during this holiday season. Let's continue to keep it moving here with some questions coming in from our subscribers. Venom with the Brock Purdy profile picture. Gotta love it. What team do you think Jimmy Garoppolo will go to if he doesn't go to the Raiders and most likely won't come back to the Niners because we don't need him anyways? He's not going to come back to the Niners. I mean, I would be floored. I would be shocked. I would be flabbergasted if Jimmy Garoppolo returned to San Francisco. I think he's going to play for the Raiders. I think he's going to start week 1. I think the foot injury is going to be fine. He's probably doing everything in his power to heal up. Why? He knows that a lot of money is at stake. Calvin Mason, $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that tip. Do you think we should make a trade for a right tackle, which is a big concern? The thought of that sounds great, right? Trade for a right tackle, upgrade at right tackle. I think the Niners have missed the boat. I think they're going to move forward with Colton McKivitz, Matthew Pryor, maybe Alfredo Gutierrez to see if one of them can win that job. And what's concerning about this, Niners offensive line got dominated against the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional round. They got dominated by the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. I think you build your teams inside out. Offensive line, defensive line, and then, of course, you get that quarterback. The Niners, they got manhandled along the offensive line in the playoffs last year. And you're telling me that in not upgrading at right tackle, they're okay with that? I happen to disagree with that philosophy. There aren't many trade candidates out there. That's the problem there, Calvin Mason. Kevin Edelman, will Talanoa Hufanga have a repeat season? It's hard to be a back-to-back All-Pro player. He's certainly made some opportune clutch plays for this team. He really is like a Troy Polamalu type of player, and it's not just the Polynesian connection as well as the hair. He has a very similar playing style, play in the box, blitz, tackle for loss, just runs around like his hair's on fire. He's really, really fun to watch. I'm going to say he does not make it to an all-pro team, but he has a very good season, and maybe even better. Let me explain. He doesn't bite on some of the actions that he bought on last year, which led to the opposing offense coming through with some chunk plays. John Wallace, what's the news on Luter? How's he looking? Yeah, so I talked about him a little bit earlier. Darrell Luter Jr. and Samuel Womack, two players that the 49ers drafted out of Toledo for Womack and South Alabama for Luter, who didn't go to major college football programs, but displayed similar skills in the sense that they had a knack for breaking up passes. Sometimes you just can't teach that. A cornerback can run a 4.3. He can be a blazer. He can be a freaky athlete. He can jump really, really high. If you don't have ball skills, you're not going to be a successful cornerback in this league. You have to be able to turn around and address the football. You can't run into the wide receiver. You'll get called for PI. You have to be able to make plays. And Luter, Womack did that at the college level. Womack did that a little bit last year in year one. I'm expecting a leap for him in year two. Needed to bulk up just a little bit. For Luter, though, body's looking good. The instincts have always been there. I think by the end of the season, he could be this team's number 3 or number 2 cornerback. Don't sleep on Darrell Luter Jr. Make sure you subscribe to the show, especially if you want to get your questions answered like we answered on today's program. It's the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Today's mailbag in the books. All right, here's our Super Chat menu. A couple of Super Chats that we need to get caught up on. Tom Daly with the 10. Need to do some smelling salts here for Tommy. Wake up here. Whew! And then I think we had a 5, right? 5 came in. 5 came in from Calvin. Niner mug cheers for you. Izzy, why are people saying something happened between in your family or something? Oh. Sorry to hear that, Izzy, if your dad didn't indeed pass away, if we're reading that correctly. Sorry to hear about that. Here's our Super Chat menu. We're done as far as our segments go. If you want us to hang out, we can hang out a little bit with the people here. $5 Niner mug cheers, $10 smelling salts, $20. I'll do 20 jumping jacks, $50 for another beer bong. John Aiello came through clutch with that a little bit earlier. And we got to $100. So Trizzy Trace, he's wearing the Niners jersey because we got to 100. It's the Bryant Cowart jersey, the number 23. Cowart, a.k.a. Christian McCaffrey. So we'll do the 2-minute shot clock. How about that? 2-minute shot clock. We're going to start that right now. 2-minute shot clock. Third quarterback cam from Izzy B. Look, I watched the pro day that he took part in at Auburn. He was missing simple out routes. I mean, it's just not good. I don't think that the Niners are going to sign him, nor would I. I think he's cooked. So 2 minutes to send in any super chats. We'll stay live. Hey, Johnny Wallace with the 33. So we reset the shot clock here. We're up to 158. Are things about to get weird? I don't know. We'll reset the shot clock to 2. Izzy B asked for this earlier. Like I said, thoughts and prayers. Let's go, Niners faithful and family. We built different. We are built different indeed. Let me give you a chug for that 30. Give you a chug for that 30. Izzy B is doing a shot video. All right. Guess if you send it to me, Izzy, in time, we can show the people here. Wait, have to do my video shot. All right, we're a minute in. Can somebody beat Izzy with the super chat before she sends in her video?
You're in a race with Izzle.
You're in a race with Izzle.
I think that Brock Purdy should be the starting quarterback for the 49ers this year over Sam Darnold and Trey Lance.
Charisse? I think that if Brock Purdy is healthy, he will be the team's starting quarterback. And I'm interested to see what he can do over the course of an entire year. John Wallace, somebody send something. It's either somebody or Izzy. Who's going to be first? Who's going to be first?
Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it?
In the meantime, y'all can ask me some questions. We're at $158 in donations today. You love to see it. Lore, Chase, on the 16th, I'm not home. I'm going to Reno, Nevada, and Lake Tahoe for 2 nights and 3 days. That's awesome, man.
That's dope.
Have a great time. Ayello! AJ! Look at that. $30 coming in. Aiello, he's like the silent assassin. He never says anything. Tom Daly! Look at that. Rapid fire right there. Let's go! This is nuts, man. Aiello with the 20. That's 20 jumping jacks. AJ, what happens with Lance if he doesn't beat out Brock in training camp? I think he becomes a trade candidate or a very high-level backup for San Francisco. I think those are the 2 scenarios there. Look, I don't think that he'll have his 5th-year option exercised by San Francisco, but if another acquiring team that, let's say, suffers an injury at quarterback really likes him and they trade for him, that's 2 more years of team control for Trey Lance to see what he can do. So, very interesting on that front. Tom Daly with 20. Chase, you're looking good, but a little thin. Big Wallace says trick. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I had knee tendonitis to start the year. I stopped my running streak at 300 days, but I'm back on that grind. A little bit of pain there, but I'm feeling awesome, man. Feeling awesome. And I'm drinking plenty, to be honest with you. But, shoot, maybe I'll do another beer bong for all those super chats that came in. SK with the 10 coming in. All right, so I have to do 40 jumping jacks, Trace?
Yes.
40 jumping jacks.
40.
And then I have to do, you do the smelling salts. How about that? You do the smelling salts and you chop it up with the people. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
How we doing,
8,
Niner gang?
9.
I know Chase
10,
is doing his jumping
11,
jacks.
12.
Let's party.
13.
Let's party.
14.
Y'all see the
15,
super chat
16,
menu. Honestly,
17, 18.
send in another
19,
20 so he just
20,
keeps going.
21.
Just keep it
22,
going. Every 20
23,
just keeps going.
24, 25, 26,
Send another
27,
20. Send another
28,
20.
29, 30, 31,
32,
32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39,
40!
Watch, I bet somebody's going to send in another 20, and then I'm going to have to keep going. I'll keep going. We put it on the Super Chat menu for a reason.
We ain't scared.
Can't be scared out here.
Not in these streets.
So that's our Super Chat menu. Whew.
You think Darrell Luter? You do not get a
Darrell
chance to-
Luter.
Darrell Luter, excuse me. Do you think Darrell Luter is a starting cornerback from John Wallace?
No, but John, what did I say? I said by the end of the year, he might be a top 2 or 3 corner. Now, he would have to beat out Diamador Lenore. So Lenore would have to really, really struggle. And I thought Lenore really came on at the end of the year last year. So by the end of the year, if he starts to really impress, or shoot, if he has this training camp that's absolutely unbelievable, then potentially. Gump Wolf! Another 5 for Izzy B. Izzy B. Another 5. Izzy's about to do the video. All right. Chase, yes, I am here. Of course, it will get weird. About to do the video. All right, Iz.
Izzleby. Let's go.
John Wallace, yeah, I'm looking forward to this kid. Yeah, me too. Me too. All right.
Another Miller Lite? Dude.
I mean,
Oh, you're just flinging it all over me.
sorry. If I
You
got
got
you,
you-
I
you
got you
got-
wet.
You got me wet. You squirted all over me, Chase.
Oh no.
Chug, 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 chug. Let's go. Clockwork. Just clockwork.
Tommy! Another 20 from Tom Daly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's a lot of jumping jacks today, man. That's a lot of jumping jacks. Venom, that's hilarious, dude. Look, I mean, we got, how much in Super Chats did we do last week? Like 630? 640? $640 in Super Chats last week. It was nuts. I mean, we had Gump Wolf. He sent in the 100 within a minute of us being live. That live show went nuts. And for us today, we're closing in on 300 again. So that's why the faithful is the best. We're at 247 right now. 247 right now. So 53 away. 53 away from 300.
Let's do it.
I think what the funniest thing would be if everybody just peppers in 20 and I just have to do a bunch of jumping jacks consecutively. AJ! That's another smelling salt. AJ, another good question. You've been bringing the heat with the questions, my guy. Any chance the Niners could look to add Frank Clark, or is he cooked? I don't think he's cooked. He played good football in the Super Bowl. He had a couple of pressures against Jalen Hurts, had Hurts running for his life. Frank Clark, very interesting player, right? Because his regular season sack numbers, not crazy by any means, right? But he is third all time in playoff sacks. So when the pressure gets ratcheted up, in some of these big games, he balls out and plays really, really well. I would love him to be a backup to Drake Jackson, who has to have a monster year here in year 2 for San Francisco. Shotgun it, Trizzy. He isn't an SEC fan. Let's see. If we get another 100, I'll shotgun. I was going to work out after work. I might still. But if we get a 100, I'll shotgun a beer. All right, did you send the vid?
She said she's trying to find her liquor.
Oh, come on, Izzy.
Her liquor.
Come on, Izzle.
Oh, shizzle, Izzle.
Izzle for shizzle. Tom Daly, jump chase. I just did him, brother. I just did him. 400, get there from Izzy. Yeah, we'll see. I'm never going to rule anything out. Things certainly get weird when you least expect them to.
Yeah.
That's for sure. In the meantime, Tom Daly again! That's 277. All right. Tommy Daly. What a guy. Is that a hiking location, it looks like? I think so.
That's cool.
Looks dope. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
There we go.
John Wallace said 9 more 20s and I got 50? What?
That's wild. That's insane.
9 20s from everybody? That would be nuts, man. That would be nuts. Hey, 9 20s, that's
to 500.
180. 20 times 9?
Yeah.
That's 180 jumping jacks. 180 jumping jacks for 9 $20 super chats. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. Remember a couple of weeks ago when we had Lyle sending in his man cave?
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah. So I posted it on our...
Ah!
What happened? Aiello, 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 Aiello.
Let's go!
Wow. I got a shotgun now. I have to shotgun now.
I can go get you a beer.
Yeah, you want to
Do
go
you
get
have
me
a-
a beer?
Do you have a beer preference?
If there's
You
a
want
dad, get that.
Gotcha.
If there's a Miller,
Gotcha.
just get that. Aiello, again! Hey! So yeah, a couple of weeks ago, and yes, I'll do that shotgun for Aiello's 100. A couple of weeks ago, when Lyle was sending in his man cave photos, I had posted on our Facebook for people to send us in their man cave. And I'm pretty sure we have a couple of really good ones that did come in. Yes. Yeah. So I can do something like that. Show something. So let's go. Kenneth, then Emil Buckley. Another one?
Wow!
Another 50 from Johnny Wallace. Alrighty then, John Aiello. Here's my 50 piece. We go hard. 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 428 in soups. Unbelievable. So what do I have to do for the 50, John? You want me to do, what is that? 50 jumping jacks? 50 jumping jacks? 50 jumping jacks for Wallace? All right, give me one sec here. So I have some man cave photos that we can get featured on the show here. So we're going to do that. Mean Gene. I think that's it. All right. So I sent Trey some man cave photos. No, Chase, have a drink, Trizzy and Chase. Trace, you want to do your freedom funnel or a beer bong?
I'll do a beer bong.
All right.
I'll do a beer bong.
Trace beer bong. Charisse or Charisse. I wish I knew how to pronounce it. Hopefully I got it right one of those 2 times. 50 push-ups. Gump Wolf, another 25 for Izzy. This is getting out of hand, man. I'll do 50 push-ups for another 50. 50 push-ups for another 50. Trace said that he will do a beer bong for John Wallace. And that gets us caught up, right? Gump Wolf, I'll do 25 jumping jacks for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right. That's for Gump Wolf right there. And then for Johnny Aiello, that's the shotgun. So shotgun, and then Trace has to do his beer bong. Man. All right. We have some man cave photos to show everybody here. So remember when Lyle was sending in his man cave photos? If y'all remember, type LB for Lyle Bulliard. we have some man cave photos and other photos as well. This picture came in from Kenneth Vincent. This is Kenneth Vincent's man cave. Love the Niner flag, the license plate, sign, helmets. Got a couple of really nice photos there to the far right. So that's good stuff from Kenneth. Now, I asked for man cave photos. Rex Ryan would be proud. We got foot photos. Emil Buckley. She painted her toenails red and gold for the San Francisco 49ers. So there you go, Emil Buckley. And then this one, Mean Gene. This is his man cave. You see him in the mirror taking the photo here. Got the Bud Light sign up there. Some Niners gear on the walls. Nice little bar, too. You can hang out, watch the game at. So, those are some man cave photos right there. All right. By the way, we're 48 away from 500. 48 away from 500. How about this? I said earlier, 50 super, I'll do 50 push-ups. In the next minute, if we get to 500, I'll do 50 push-ups. 50 for 500. How about that? So I'm going to start the clock here. Going to start the clock. We can all do this together here. In the next minute, 50 push-ups. 50 push-ups if we get to 500. All right. Cheers to John Aiello. Thank you for that 50. Or no, the 100 a little bit earlier. Cheers, brother.
Rip it, tip it, sip it, go. Chug, 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 chug. And I hope that you
Oh, that's gold.
I hope that you're ready to jump around.
Calvin Mason. That's 20 more jumping jacks. 10 from AJ. That's 30. That's 30. We're 18 away from 500. 15 seconds left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, I'm past a minute here, and we didn't get to 500. But we might have some people watching on delay, so we're going to have to determine what happens here because there's no way for me to tell whether people are watching on delay or not. In the meantime, Izzy B sent in her video. Oh! Tom. That's 500 right there. Now, that's after the minute. It is after the minute. I don't know if I have to do the 50 push-ups or not. He said drink. Trey still has to do his beer bong.
I'm thirsty.
So that's 20 more. Here we go, Tom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, there's 20 for Tom. Tom said time delayed. All right. I got you. So wait, Tom, you need me to do the 50? Calvin said do the push-ups. I know. I might have to do it. All right. Let's pull up Izzy's video. Izzy's got the pink hair these days. She said Cam Newton's still awesome. I think the fireball shooter going down the hatch. Trizzy going to do a shot fun. She said love y'all at the end. So that's the Izzy video, giving everybody a kiss out there. All right. So Trace is going to do his shot fun, and then I got to do the 50 push-ups. Thing's awesome. As long as it doesn't squirt on you. Boom. A shot fun. It punctures the beer and basically serves as a shotgun in the shot fun. Good job, my friend. Big old burp there from the Trizzle. All right. We don't have a webcam over here, but I am going to do my 50 push-ups. I promise you. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I am going to do them. I'll count them out as I do them. Trace is going to put himself on screen. In some of the studios, we have a webcam that he can turn around and he's able to show me. But I'm going to get down and I'm going to start doing these 50 push-ups for $500 in Super Chats. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
Come on.
28, 29,
Dig deep, senior.
30, 1, 2, 3.
Dig deep, senior. Maybe somebody will send a super
34,
chat.
35, 36, 37,
Come on.
38,
Send him some love in the comments.
39.
Chase.
40.
Chase,
Hold on.
Chase.
I'm
Chase.
struggling.
Come on, Chase. You got it.
10 more.
10 more.
Can't be a
10 more
bitch.
yards until you're in the end zone. Come on.
Oh, here we go.
Everyone spam Chase in the
1,
comments. 2, 3,
3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, 9. Come on, Chase. 10. They sent you a gift.
Oh my
They
gosh.
sent you a gift for doing a good job. $20 super chat.
Who sent that in?
Gump Wolf.
Gump Wolf with the 20. Whew. That was tough. At 30, I was like, oh no. Man. Me being that out of breath is probably not good. Make Chase twerk from Izzy. Lima. We don't have a webcam in this
We don't have a webcam
in the studio. So like Trace's camera is on the laptop. That's why you see him. But we can't turn that around like we normally do. I promise I did it.
Should have seen his face, how red it was when he got up.
Yeah, seriously.
He did him.
Yeah, this is a boot camp today, Venom. A lot of jumping jacks, and then the 50 push-ups. I don't know Temple's cheer. T for Temple U, University. Fight, fight, fight for the cherry and the white, for the cherry and the white. Whoa, fight, fight, fight. There you go, Izzy. Julian Rost, you're a real one, Brody. All right. Should we sign off?
Or
Should we sign off or get to 600? We're actually 100 away from last week's record.
yes.
Of I think it was 630. Let's just say
6:30,
that.
yeah.
So we're 100 away from last week's record. 100 away from last week's record. Let's go 2 minutes here.
Temple U.
2 minutes on the shot clock. You don't need to send any more super chats. But if you do, we'll continue to have fun here on the show. 100 away from last week's record, which was awesome. ILO! And 18. Oh. That's 18 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 50, 60, 70, 80. All right.
5 from Izzle.
5 from Izzle.
Said, video sent to you on Twitter. Got a huge delay. Bang,
Julian Ross with the 25. Let's go. 25. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Wow, that's a lot of jumping jacks today. Oh my God.
It's not enough.
Tom
though.
Daly again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. We're up to 590. Are you kidding me? 590. Are you kidding me? I can't believe this sometimes. Best job in the world. Best job in the world.
Look at what I texted you.
That's good stuff. Alicio! What's up, Chase? Haven't caught a stream in a while. Bang Bang Niner Gang. What's up, man? Yeah, we did 3 segments, and now we're just hanging out. Any $20 super chat that comes in, or 25 or 30, basically up until 50. I'm just doing jumping jacks for every dollar. Let's do that. Jumping jacks for every dollar that comes in the next minute. Jumping jacks for every dollar that comes in for the next minute. I've been doing 20 for 20. Jumping jacks for every dollar that comes in. Send in 2 jumping jacks. That's for the next, what did I say?
For the next minute?
Did I say minutes or 2 minutes?
We'll start the minute now.
The minute's already started.
The minute started.
Minutes started. So we're at 30 seconds. Let's go. We'll go 2 minutes on that. Jumping jacks for every dollar that comes in. We're 40 away. 40 away from last week's record. 40 away from last week's record. I'll be good, Venom. I might work out after the live stream, honestly. I'm good, Lima. I'm good. I ran this morning. Love staying fit, man. It's all good. All good. All right, 1 minute in. 1 minute in.
1 minute in.
You don't got to go easy. You don't got to go easy. I'm asking for the challenge here. I'm asking for the challenge. 115. Jumping jacks for every minute, or for every dollar that comes in. 30 seconds left on the minute.
Ayala's going to drop like 140. Some shit out the...
That's a lot of jumping jacks.
That's something crazy.
That's a lot of jumping jacks.
Jumping
All
jacks
right.
still have given me PTSD.
20 seconds left. If not, we'll sign off and call it a day.
Y'all remember when I did jumping jacks for Chase for subs? I was on Eagles, though.
Yes.
That was
Alicio, is Purdy going to be ready for training camp? We'll see.
TBD.
He's expected to throw at some point this week. 10, a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. Tom Daly with 2. That's 2. 1, 2. We'll let the delay. We'll go minute delay here. Minute delay. Some people are watching on a minute delay.
Fight. For the cherry and the white.
Elicio.
Fight.
This week already, holy. Yeah, that's a 3-month timeline, man. So that's actually right on schedule. I am getting the exercise, Gumpwolf. I am white, Izzy B. I am, in fact, white. AJ! Chug and answer my previous super chat. I thought we did.
We can pop it up.
Chug and answer my previous super chat. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. That got lost in the craziness. AJ, AJ, AJ. Any chance we make another big trade deadline addition this upcoming year? If so, what position or player could we look to upgrade at a position of need? Great question, AJ. My man, you are bringing the great questions today. Look, last 2 trade deadlines for San Francisco, what have they done? They brought in Charles Omenihu, ended up being a really, really good player for the season and a half that he was with the Niners. And then last year, the big one, Christian McCaffrey. He completely changed the offense. They averaged 30 points per game when McCaffrey came to the Bay. They went undefeated in his starts up until the NFC Championship game. So it kind of depends on how the Niners are doing and if they have a position of need and how other teams are doing and if they float another player out there as a trade candidate. For instance, Carolina, they wanted to see how they did to start the year under Matt Rule. They got off to a bad start. That's why they traded Christian McCaffrey. Doesn't really make sense to reboot or rebuild the roster with a really expensive running back, whereas San Francisco, Elijah Mitchell out, they needed to bulk up that ground game, but the offense in general, and that's what McCaffrey was able to do. Year before that, they needed some defensive line help. They got it with Charles Omenihu, who, again, was a really, really solid rotational player in the season and a half that he was with the Niners. So it kind of depends on what players are out there, where the Niners are struggling, if injuries happen. It's a little bit difficult to predict what position or player, but how about right tackle? If they really, really struggle there and they're willing to give a nice little offer to somebody, to a team, to entice them to move off that player, especially if, I don't know, maybe he's in a contract year. So, AJ, do appreciate that. And then AJ, with that 5 that we said, cheers, brother. We're 3 away from 600, by the way. Here's our super chat menu. John Wallace, he's signing off. Good night, brother.
Bye, John.
Salute. $5 Niner mug cheers, $10 smelling salts, 20 jumping jacks. Been doing a lot of those. 50 for a beer bong, 100 Trace puts on the jersey. We already got there. Gump Wolf gets us past 600. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 for Gump Wolf right there. And we're closing in, man, on beating last week's record, but I don't want to keep asking y'all for supers, but it's fun to hang out. What?
Are you in on Thursday?
Like work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Finals game 1, so yeah. Yeah, that's why. Venom, Chase, do you think you could handle boot camp for the military? I wouldn't doubt you. I think you could. I would like the challenge. I would definitely have to get in better shape to do that. I'm in the process of being in good shape, but I would need to get into like tip-top shape to do that. But I'd be down for the challenge. I've run a 10K the other day. I put in 9 miles. That felt good. But that military training, as much physical as it is, it's mental as well. So that would be tough, but I'd be down for the challenge. I'd like to do a triathlon. You bike, run, and swim. That's a nice little challenge that I'd like to do. So, Tom Daly out. Peace. We're probably going to dip out too. We got past 600 thanks to Gump Wolf's 5. What a day. 3 segments in the canister. Great audience interaction. Great viewer participation. The faithful never ceases to amaze me. It was a fun show today, as it is every single week that we're live here. Little man, you guys keep it up. Love watching y'all. Awesome job. Appreciate it. DSB, stay blessed, family. You already know. Can do a lot of the strength stuff for the military, but the running, not really yet. Venom. Running is a thing where you just keep tacking on miles. You start with the half mile. You get to 1. Then you do 2. Then you lengthen it out to 3. Then you spring to 4. You can do it. You can do it. It's all about that stamina. And like I said, all about the mental game too. I was at 30 push-ups. I was like, I can't do this. I was like, yes, I can. Let's get it. Jeffrey Adams' chat was lit today. Yes, sir. To everybody who tuned in today, all of your donations, thank you so much. It helps us out greatly. It makes the show fun, and everybody's able to rally together. Most importantly, come together, though. It's the San Francisco 49ers Report, another live show in the books. For Trace, I'm Chase, Pocket Aces, we out.